Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming into another video. All right, so the Phoenix Suns lose in Dallas 103-94. Um, and the Dallas Mavericks are now down 1-2 in the Western Conference semifinals. Tonight, what you saw was Chris Paul coughed the ball up 7 times, basically in the first quarter, or the first half, rather, and the team kind of fall behind and never ever be able to really recover from that. That's pretty much what it is. Luka Doncic was great. Um, even though the three ball wasn't falling for the Dallas Mavericks, their defense was the catalyst for them tonight. They were able to really get a lot for them from that side of the ball. What I saw Jason Kidd did based on the box score was he pushed his best defensive players to the front and played them 40 minutes. He said, Reggie Bullock, Dorian Finney-Smith, you guys are going to be on the floor pretty much the entire game. And it's funny because I hinted at that somewhere in my video. I said something along the lines of those defensive players are going to have to either play more or be featured more or something. You're going to have to lean on those guys because they're having such trouble defending the Phoenix Suns that they're going to need to feature their shooters and the defenders more and find balance. And I think they did a great job of that. So while they didn't get a whole lot from the bench at all, I mean, you look at Maxi Kleber and he played fantastic off of the bench. So that's where their bench production came from. Other than that, they didn't get anything from anyone. And that's mostly, and I mean absolutely mostly, due to the fact that the bench didn't play. So, that was a strategy used by actually both teams. They both shrank their bench, and I think it worked for the Dallas Mavericks and did not work for the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns can't do that. And the reason why I say that is because you have too many talented guys on the back of your bench that need to be given consistent looks. Like Cam Johnson and Cam Payne. Cam Payne was a no-show tonight again, another 0 for. Cam Johnson did not play well tonight, didn't really have a lot of minutes either. And it's like, I know Jay Crowder has it going, but on a night where you're on the road, you don't want to coach like you're on the road. And I guess what I'm trying to express is you don't want to how do I say this? To me it seems like sometimes coaches think like the players do on the road. Like shooters shoot better at home, that kind of thing. Role players shoot better at home. Um, that kind of thing. Sometimes coaches tend to be like that too, and I think that might have been kind of what I'm getting from Monty Williams. It's almost like his road coaching didn't carry today. You know what I mean? Because there were certain things about what I saw in the box score just told me, hey, you could have rotated your team a little better, probably had a better result. There's nothing you can do about CP3 coughing the ball up. Happy birthday, by the way, CP3, 37th birthday today. I think maybe he did something outside of his routine. Probably threw him off or something of that nature. Who knows? But you gotta try to mix it up a little more. I think I look at the situation. I say Devin Booker. There was a lot of balance with the Phoenix Suns, right? Balance in their shooting attempts. Everybody kind of hovered under 20 attempts for and everybody hovered under 20 points. I guess is what I'm trying to say. So there's a lot of balance. That's always something that you see as a positive. With that being said, I want to see a little more imbalance in the sense that you had a couple players who really had it going and you had a couple players who really didn't. So the guys who did have it going probably should have had a little more attempts. Like, for example, I look at a guy like Jay Crowder's line and I say, okay, he walked out of there with 5 for 6 threes. Excellent efficiency. He had it going tonight. Some nights he's going to go 1 for 7. So on a night like tonight where he has it going and your team as a whole is not really doing that well, maybe you lean on him instead of looking for that balance as much. So it's just about feel. I guess a lot of it has to do with Chris Paul and how he was managing the floor. And I just felt like you needed more offense out there from the Phoenix Suns. I put my foot in my mouth because I was talking about the Eastern Conference as it pertains to scoring droughts. And I said the one thing that I think is going to hurt the East is that all their teams go on scoring droughts. And I said something along the lines of, if you do that against the Phoenix Suns, you're going to lose or something like that, because the Phoenix Suns don't have these problems. And then they go and have this issue. So it just goes to show that scoring droughts can, in fact, happen to all teams. And it is not an indicator of a whole lot, even though I want it to be, to make myself right. But at the end of the day, Phoenix can go on scoring droughts too, and they did, especially when they don't structure their attack in a way that allows them to really take advantage of what is working, as opposed to a lot of stuff that may not have been working for them tonight. A lot of that has to be given to the Dallas Mavericks. The credit there starts with them on the defensive end and just getting more activity out of guys. 3 blocks out of Maxi Kleber, that's big. Dorian Finney-Smith with 3 steals. Reggie Bullock with 3 steals. This is huge. Big shots hit by Reggie Bullock as well. You just got to appreciate a guy when he comes out in a playoff game and hits big shots and plays well after struggling here and there. Same with Jalen Brunson. You respect the fact that those guys had been struggling, but you know that their effort had not waned. They were going to be engaged and they were going to get back into it, and it was good to see that happen. Unfortunately, I would love to extend that same energy to Spencer Dinwiddie, but he's not giving us that. Spencer Dinwiddie is still playing very poorly. His limitations as a player are drastic in this system, in a sense that if he doesn't have the ball in his hands, then he's not really doing anything. And that's a bad sign for him, because this is a situation where he's probably going to end up on a different team, and that's going to determine a lot of what people are dreaming up in terms of where he's going to go and where he fits. I imagine him being a much better off-ball player than this, somebody who could help a lot in second units and stuff like that. I don't know if it's how Jason Kidd is using him. I know for a fact Jason Kidd is a point guard, so if he doesn't like something he sees in your game, maybe that will determine why you're not getting usage. I don't know, but Spencer Dinwiddie is so much better than he's showing, and the way that he's looking in these playoffs is something that really looks bad on him. No way around it. This is just, he's going to have to play better. He's going to have to find a way to produce. So he's lucky to have gotten the win tonight. Nobody's going to really pay too much attention to him disappearing. But fact of the matter is, he has been bad in these playoffs. Really bad. And I don't know if he's fighting from injury. A lot of times guys be fighting injury at this time of year. Conditioning, something, who knows. But he is expected to play better. So, leaving it at that. I liked what I saw from DeAndre Ayton, because he gave you a double-double, and he too stayed within the balance of things. He's also somebody like Jay Crowder, with whom I would have liked to seen the Phoenix Suns feature more. At the end of the day, they don't have an answer for him at all. At all. Now, I don't know if he got in foul trouble, call me ignorant. I just did not pay attention to that aspect of things. But he should be somebody who's getting a lot of attempts in a series like this. They can't guard him. They just simply can't guard him. So as far as I can tell, him hovering above 16 attempts is a good thing. You don't need to be a jump shooting team against this team. You really don't. So that's just something I'm noticing. That they're not taking advantage of as much as I think they could. So yeah, the Phoenix Suns dropped one. Not surprising. I predicted they would lose this game. It's just one of those situations where the Dallas Mavericks are a prideful bunch. Luka Doncic is a great player, and they have had some players who've been really playing poorly for their own standards. Some of that had to do with Phoenix's defense. Some of that didn't. And you just knew a guy like Jalen Brunson was going to bounce back. And he did. And he's going to have to carry forward, It's not enough to bounce back and then fall off. He, Reggie Bullock, Dorian Finney-Smith, those guys didn't play well in Game 2. You know what I mean? And had they played well in Game 1 and Game 2, maybe they'd be up in the series themselves. So it's about consistency for Dallas. You're going up against a very good team. They're not going to turn the ball over the way they did tonight. Um, and there's certain things you just can't rely upon to take place in order for you to have a victory. So you got to play even better than you did tonight in order to win. Pushing those defenders up to the front made a lot of sense to me, but I don't think you can sustain playing them 41 minutes a game. If that's the only way you're going to win, you're not going to. So I'd imagine that's going to be a strategy that he's going to have to continue to tweak. And in game 3, game 4, I'm gonna be looking at Monty Williams. It's not a whole lot he did wrong. I'm not saying he did a whole lot wrong, but it was just some things that team could have did a little differently out there that I think would have helped them get the victory. Lean on this guy a little more, sit that guy a little more, maybe play him a little more despite his struggles, that kind of thing. And it's stuff that you see the coach do at home, I guess is what I'm saying. These are issues, things that he look more comfortable in Phoenix. So I'd like to see him coach a much better game 4. I want to see his plans and what adjustments he's going to make to what it is that he saw tonight. Dallas has done a good job, of adjusting. I think Jason Kidd is doing a fantastic job with what he has, and that's why this series is not 3-0. When we know Phoenix should be up 3-0 at the end of the day. Luka's fantastic. Jalen Brunson's playing great. But the Dallas Mavericks should, in theory, not ever be able to beat the Phoenix Suns. But Phoenix dropped the ball tonight. They did not carry forward in the road. I think they didn't bring their A game with them in terms of their energy. I think people was probably celebrating CP3's birthday, probably had their minds on other things, probably thought Dallas was going to roll over. And Dallas did not. Dallas simply did not. So Phoenix got hit in the jaw today, and that's a good thing for them. I'm sure they'll go back to the drawing board and take it personally. I want to see more from Mikal Bridges. He played well tonight, but in a night like tonight where CP3 doesn't have it, guys like that don't have it, more is asked of others. So, these are the type of things, again, Cam Johnson, Cam Payne. If the two Cams are not going to be themselves, Phoenix is a significantly different team. Remove those two players, and Phoenix is not the Phoenix that we know them to be. And essentially, that's exactly what they had tonight. Those two guys did not show up. So, these no-show situations, they're going to cost these teams. The consistent team is probably going to be the one holding the trophy in the end. So, that's pretty much my thoughts. No deep dive, no deep breakdown. This game went exactly the way I expected it to go in terms of the outcome. The series is living up to expectations. I like watching these two teams when everyone's healthy. And, I'm learning to appreciate Dallas' style of play. They play defense. They don't have a center, but they do have defensive guards and forwards that play, to their strengths. And I think if only they could get more out of Spencer Dinwiddie. If Spencer Dinwiddie was his very best self, Phoenix would legitimately have some real competition right now, especially the way they came out tonight. So he's going to have to pull it together, and they're going to need consistency from everybody else. So that's pretty much it, man. Consistency is key, and that is all there is to say. BDF 44, thank you all for watching.